Hey friends, type in freedom now. It is Sunday night, and we're going to talk about our lawsuit against USCIS. Okay? There's a time and place for everything. All right? There is a time and place for everything. You guys see that we are, I think the whole nation really experienced a very shocking moment yesterday when Alex Pretti was killed on the street of Minnesota in broad daylight in the morning. And I think it shook a lot of us. It shook a lot of people. It doesn't matter your political persuasion. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. None of that matters. Not in a moment like this, none of that matters. What matters most is that what we witnessed for a second time, the act of brutal violence right before our eyes in broad daylight, um, by ICE, by ICE against a U.S. citizen. Now, we know that certainly things are happening behind the scenes at centers. People are, some people have died of illness or neglect and other problems at various detention centers. We hear about these stories, but we don't see it, right? We're not seeing what is happening to those people on the inside. What happened yesterday, we all saw it with our eyes, and it is just horrific, and there's no way that they could justify this. And I think, in my opinion, where those guys, along with many others, will see their time. They will have an opportunity to account for what they've done. So justice will be served. It won't be served under this administration. That we know. That's not going to happen. But I truly believe that there will be a day when we will all see with our eyes those men and others sitting there before a tribunal explaining why they did what they've done. So rest assured that that justice might be slow. It's deferred, so to speak, but I think justice is going to have the final say. And to me, guys, what we're seeing, this is no longer about immigration. This has nothing to do with immigration anymore. What we're seeing is a pushback and a resistance against authoritarianism and a power grab. That's what that struggle is all about. ICE is not about immigration. That's not what they're here for now. When George Bush set up the Department of Homeland Security after 9/11, those many years ago, and ICE, the agency was created, it was separated from the INS. The INS was chopped up, so to speak, into USCIS, into ICE, into this and that. It never, I don't know, maybe they never thought that the day would come that this executive branch police force would actually turn against the American people. But it did so in the wrong hand when it got into those hands, right? So, guys, keep the faith. Justice will have the final say, not over the next 3 years, but one day. One day. Okay? That's how I feel. One day we will see this with our own eyes. Justice will be served. So do not lose heart. Okay? I know that many of you are terrified out of your mind. And I know that some of you're making plans to leave America. And quite frankly, I don't blame some of you, right? You're making your plans to depart. Wherever you are tonight in this global and collective mourning that we're all, I think, experiencing, just know that there is a right way of doing things and there's a wrong way of doing things. If you decide to leave the United States, leave knowingly, knowing that maybe one day, if you choose to return, here's how you're going to return. Here's your pathway back once things really settle down and get back to normal, okay? Get that assurance before you leave the country, okay? And understanding about what that path to return would look like if you ever change your mind. All right. For others, if you're on your legal pathway to lawful permanent status, stay the course. Do not be discouraged. Stay the course. Things are still happening. Good things are still happening with immigration. And it's just that we don't hear about it now as much because the bad has really overwhelmed the atmosphere. The zone has been flooded with the negativity every single day. All right, so justice will have the final say. I truly believe that. So hold on to that faith. By the way, I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer in New York, working with clients nationwide. Okay, at McBean Law. And so, what we're thinking about today is, and what we've been working on, while you haven't seen me as much, we've been working on a way for us to do our part to push back, to fight back for you. And so, we've started a new federal litigation practice. And I'm going to tell you guys more about this privately. Privately through a Zoom meeting, okay, that you'll have to register for. Um, I'll tell you the details momentarily, and the link, by the way, is in the bio of every forum that you're watching from tonight on how to sign up for the webinar to learn more about the litigation. And I'm going to get into some things momentarily, but just know that there's some things I can say publicly and some things I can't say publicly, and you get it. So we'll have to have a better discussion in a Zoom meeting. Spots are limited, okay? And we just announced this via email tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And so many of you have already registered on our email list. So the registration, so that's why I have to do three. I'm doing three webinars, one tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. What is this about? This litigation is about the USCIS adjudication pause. USCIS has said through a policy memorandum that it will not be moving forward. It is pausing applications for nationals from 39 countries, those travel ban countries, the fully restricted countries and the partially restricted countries. USCIS, as we've been discussing, has said that they are not moving forward with those applications at this time. They're doing various comprehensive reviews and blah, 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 right? But I think in some ways they're lying to us. I think the effort is mainly to shut down legal immigration. And so it's either we sit back and allow them to do that, or we say, no, this is my life. This is about me. I went to medical school, or I did this, I did all of these things, I did everything right. And I'm here now ready to apply for this next step and transition and make my stay here permanent. I've done everything right, yet you're pulling this opportunity away from me. It's a matter of control, guys. And I meet with you and hear your stories. I've been hearing a lot of your stories over the last few weeks about how this pause in particular is really hurting you. And so here at McBean Law, we've created LIFT, L-I-F-T, Litigating Immigration for Freedom Today, Advocacy in Federal Court. Okay? Advocacy in federal court for you. Now, yes, we can do things one by one and represent you one by one in these litigation, but honestly, you guys know it's expensive. It's pricey to do it. If you come to us and you want that one case that we're going to file for you, it's pricey wherever you go, right? Especially in this environment, immigration lawyers are not cheap on federal litigation. But when you come together now in a multi plaintiff action, that's when the cost to you is far lower than if you were to do this on your own. And I'll tell you more about this one on in the not one-on-one because a lot of you are going to be there in my Zoom meetings, but I'll share more details with you on through Zoom. You could go to McBean Law's website, okay? Go to our website, mcbeanlaw.com/litigation. And when you do that, you're going to see more information about Lyft. I kind of needed to create something, guys, that inspired me. Lyft, okay? Litigating immigration for freedom today. Thank you for the gifts on TikTok. And so the work that we're going to be focusing on, the areas of federal immigration advocacy includes appeals to various circuit courts, mandamus actions, of course, actions suing the government under the APA, the Administrative Procedure Act, habeas corpus, which we're already doing, declaratory judgment actions. When you go to our website, you'll also see that we're going to be onboarding plaintiffs into this litigation starting Wednesday. Wednesday is the day when we're going to open up the onboarding process, and onboarding will end on February 8th. Okay, it's going to be a short period to do this because we really want to get our lawsuit filed. Okay, so go on McBeanlaw.com's website/litigation, or click the link in any of the bios. In YouTube, I will put the link here after tonight's broadcast for you so that you could go see what this is all about and register. The Zoom link is right there. Let's see, if we go to the specific page here, excuse me, this is the onboarding page called USCIS Adjudication Pause. Again, this is for those who have a pending case at USCIS, and you're from one of those 39 countries, and USCIS has said we could sit on your case because we just can. And here you are in your life sitting there tonight worrying and wondering, what in the world am I going to do? How am I going to keep my job? Why did I work so hard and go to school and I can't even get a job and I can't move on with my life? That is not fair to you. What our government has done is just incredibly wrong. Okay, so if your case is on hold, on this indefinite hold, register for the webinar. The registration link is on our website, and again in on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and it will soon be on YouTube. I will be live with my webinar. These are not recorded sessions. I will be there Monday, God willing. Okay, God willing, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. You will get emails from Zoom confirming that you're registered and that the link to join the Zoom meeting. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, we're starting with the 39 countries. We're going to do the 75 next, but we've got to get the 39 together, okay? And so we need a certain number of plaintiffs, and I'll share more details with you guys during the webinar. We've got to get a certain number of people into this, people who say, well, I really need to get my case moved on. This is not a class action. Whatever decision happens with this one or another one that other immigration attorneys have filed, it's not a class action that will be broadly applied everywhere. This is only going to impact those of you who are part of the action. And I want to file it here in New York. So New Yorkers, you better sign up. Please, New Yorkers, you've got to come into this. New Yorkers, this is going to be filed here in New York. Okay. So if you're out there and your case has been paused indefinitely because of this 39 country pause, let's go. Right? Let's go. Get up and do something. Get up and do something. We're making it possible for you. And get up and do something. Help yourself. Okay? Don't sit by, because this administration is really extending its powers globally. Don't sit by and just allow them to touch your life in such a significant way. It is so unfair when you really sit back and think about it. Like, oh my God, how did this happen? Right? Get up and do something about it. Okay, so join me tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, or Wednesday. Just join one, because I'm going to be saying the same thing, during each session. All right. Thank you guys for being so supportive. Don't be afraid to fight back and push back. One of the questions that I think that we do get, that people do ask, is whether joining a lawsuit of this kind can hurt you. I've never not seen it happen that way for people. Normally, it's the opposite. Your case, the government will take your case more seriously, because this is happening, and I'm not the only immigration lawyer doing this, as you guys know, for particularly those of you who are on social media, that. But I felt very compelled that we've got to get our federal practice together and get you some help. Get you some help. It broke my heart when was it? I met with a very bright woman, young woman from Nigeria, because Nigeria is also part of this. Haiti, Nigeria, you guys know the 39 countries. I'll put the list here. I met with her in a consultation a couple of weeks ago, and she's going to be I think it's a physician's assistant. And you don't get to that level easily, guys. It's not easy to become a PA, right? And here she is. She's ready to go, and boom, you know, boom, this happened, and her marriage case. She's ready now. You know how it is, friends. You decide, I'm on my career track. I'm going to put off marriage for a little bit. I still have my fiance. We're together for all these years, but let's do one thing at a time. And then, boom, after finishing school and ready to go, and with her marriage case, this happens. So unfair. And I know you might have your story too. Through this lawsuit, you'll be able to tell the hardship that this indefinite pause is causing you or a family member. All right, so get on board, guys. Get on board. Someone is asking me about, let's just pull up a few questions. How about the 75 visa country pause? That is that's next. That's next. We've got to get this one filed. Okay, so that one is coming. One of the reasons why I did not start, I made the decision not to start with the 75, although we could have, but it was an executive decision. I made the decision not to start with the 75 because I'm really kind of hoping that it will only be a 60-day pause, okay, on the visas. I don't have any official announcement by the US government that it will be 60. It's only a 60-day pause on immigrant visas for those 75 countries. What I do have is just a social media post that I saw through some foreign press about, well, it's from the what's that country? Antigua, the US ambassador, the ambassador, I think the Antiguan ambassador to the US, saying that it's, from his understanding, it's a 60-day pause. Don't quote me on that. I'm still waiting for the US government to say something about it. But I figured, well, maybe this ambassador might know what he's talking about. Or I think it's the American ambassador to Antigua. So anywho, that's why I did not start with the 75. We're starting with the 39 because that's, to me, that's there's something there. Okay, someone says, I do not see Jamaica on this list of that is in front of you here on TikTok, YouTube and Facebook. That's because Jamaica is not on the travel ban lists, okay? Jamaica is on a different and newer list of countries in which the immigrant visa um, is um, is paused, okay? But what I'm speaking about tonight, our lawsuit is focused on the 39 travel ban countries which face various immigrant and non-immigrant pause on entry into the US. But then USCIS has made the decision that it is going to pause their applications at USCIS, not State Department. This is USCIS focused, okay? So that's what this is. That's why you do not see Jamaica on this list. Nigeria, does Nigeria have a chance when it's on both lists? So on this particular list, this is about people here in the United States with an application at USCIS. And so Nigeria is on this particular list. And I do think that they have a chance through a litigation like this time. Litigation is hard. There's no guarantee that this is going to work. There's never a guarantee. This is hard, hard stuff. That's why lawyers charge a lot of money when you go to them, and we charge a lot of money too. I'm not saying that we don't. We do. When you come one-on-one and say, here's the federal litigation that I would like you to help us with. Well, okay, here's the fee for that. So, but there's no guarantee, guys, that this can work. And I'll talk to you more about that tomorrow, but the fee is very low to join. Freedom now, guys, freedom now. So push back, get involved somehow, get your life back on track. Take control. Again, I think this is a matter of control too, when you really think about it. Control. Take your control back. Do what's within your powers to do. Don't be passive. Don't allow them to stomp on you in this manner. You did everything right. They've just decided they're not going to do work on your case because they're discriminating against you for various reasons based on nationality and some other reasons that we're going to talk about in the lawsuit, which is completely, completely wrong. It's wrong, okay? It's wrong. Someone says, I have an interview. I need your help, please. Reach out to us. Our office, you can call our office on Monday at what is the number again? 914-898-9488. The number, of course, guys, you know where the numbers are as well. It's in the app that you're using. All right, so get up, do something, help yourself, and if someone says that if you live in Maryland, can you join? Yes, this is a multi-plaintiff case, so I imagine that people from all across the U.S. will be joining. This multi-plaintiff suit that we're finally getting up and getting involved in. Some of you are probably saying, finally, finally. Yes, yes, okay. All right, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Oops. If you have not yet followed on TikTok, go ahead and follow TikTok. The app is really messed up now, by the way. TikTok is not the same. Things are not working. The story doesn't work. There's all these glitches. TikTok, I don't know what's going on there, but the best way to be connected to me is on Instagram, certainly on YouTube and Facebook as well. So that's where you're going to see maybe more content potentially. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up. I have a lot of talking that will be done this week. I'll be doing this week 3 webinars. The first one starts tomorrow at 8 p.m. and then Tuesday, same time, and Wednesday, same time. Wednesday, we will open up the onboarding. will open up on Wednesday, and then you'll be able to go through our process. We do have an intake process, and we do have an agreement that you'll be signing, and you'll be asked some questions, and you'll see how it works. I'll discuss more with those who will be part of the webinars um, this week. Again, this is LIFT, the Litigating Immigration for Freedom Today, our advocacy in federal court, our new practice area to help more of you, because you really need the help. This is about you. You really need that help. It's unfair what the government is doing to you. So be sure to register for the webinar on our website. Or on through the app, you'll see how to do it. It's very easy. Get into the Zoom meeting. Thank you to those who have already registered. Some of you are not wasting any time. It's your life. Don't waste it. So thank you for those of you who have already registered. Also, if you're on our newsletter list, the Zoom link is in tonight's email as well. So that's another place that you could easily go and see that information. I will be back before you guys tomorrow at 1:00 p.m. for our Freedom Now show. I have some news to cover tomorrow, in addition to answering your immigration questions about what your case and other questions that you have. So join me tomorrow at 1:00 p.m. Eastern, and then certainly at the webinars. The spots are, it's limited, limited to 300 per person, per session. And you might be saying, well, that's a big number. You call that limited, McBean? Yeah, when you know what we deal with, that's a limited number. So you guys are the best. Thank you so much for being with me here tonight. We're here for you. Keep the faith. And remember what I said, justice will have the final say. The final say, okay? It will have the final say, not over the next 3 years. It's going to be delayed, but it will come. It will come. And none of what we're seeing anymore is about immigration. It's not about deporting people, family unity, keeping families together. It's not about any of that anymore. What we're seeing is the push against authoritarianism and the police state. So it's a big push, and things most likely will get worse. Okay, and I'm prophetic in many ways, and I hate to speak the negative side of things, but we've got to wake up and understand what time this is. So things will get worse, but do not lose heart. Keep the faith, keep your case going, stay motivated, get involved in litigation like what we're doing. Push back in a very peaceful way, but just understand that justice will have the final say. I had not even thought about saying that to you tonight. It just rolled right off my tongue. So let that stay with you. Guys, have a wonderful night. It is here. We are buried. We are buried. If you've been in my stories today, you saw the snow that we got today, and the sleet is still coming down. We're buried here. So I'll share more pictures actually of what's going on in our neighborhood. But our White Plains office, physically, we will not be able to be there tomorrow because, like I said, we're buried over here with snow and sleet, and it's cold. It's very unsafe. But some of our team will be working remotely, and certainly the phone lines will be open for clients to call. Leave your messages. We'll call you back. Connect with us through Clio, of course. If you're a client, use your Clio app to communicate with us. Clients, you'll be able to still reach us nonetheless. Guys, be safe out there, and I will see those of you tomorrow night in my Zoom webinar. It's funny because I have to figure out how to get my presentation up in the Zoom. So, you do certain things by faith, but I'm sure I'll get the help. I'll figure it out. So we're going to have that Zoom presentation. It's going to be great. So join me tomorrow, and I'll see you at 1:00 as well. Guys, have a good night. Take care. Have a good good night. Bye-bye.